Yo, look who it is, bro.
Hey, this is Jesse the Body Ventura.
It is Vince Russo.
I love the name, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Bro,
Anyway,
brother, if anybody's working, it is you, bro.
the hard-working union members of the Workers Club.
Bro,
You know, I'm a long-time 30-year member of the union myself.
from what I understand, you don't pull your weight, you never promote the show, you never book any guests, you don't do nothing.
I fought to try to get a union in the world of professional wrestling,
Bro,
and even got kicked out probably because of it.
bro, from the bottom of my heart,
The Workers Club. I love the name.
Oh, that's right.
It's Workers Club. That is right. It's Workers Club 127, and you're gonna get live reactions to Dynamite in about a half hour.
That's what I said. That's right.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, Dynamite's on. It's Tony time.
What's Steve watching? TNA, of course, because he has to support that company.
Like I said, I hope Brock comes in and F5s everybody, and his music just plays on a loop for like 20 minutes, like they used to do with New Jack.
You want to rub Steve's face in it.
Yes.
It's a crappy invasion storyline. It's just like the one they did, the one they ruined and didn't make any money on the last time, where the TNA teams are essentially NXT teams. A lot of the TNA champions are NXT people. The current women's world champion a NXT gal. And then, of course, the Hardys are up for the tag belts. They're deemed appropriate. They can win the NXT tag title. Sure, they're essentially WWE guys.
Well, just think about what that would do to cement their Hall of Fame legacy.
I mean, it seals
Should we
it
just
in
go
my book.
full shills and pretend we're like, the
Really into it.
of the world.
Yeah. Does Corey Brennan have any scoops for tonight? Has he heard any rumblings?
I haven't heard that name in a while. He fell off, or did we just stop following him?
I'm not on. You see, Larry's the Twitter guy. He's gonna have to hop on Twitter and check his activity.
Well, Corey's got a blue sky personality, if you know what I mean.
He never posted on Blue Sky though. I checked.
Oh wow.
Sean does.
Yeah. Corey's his normal self. I think I've happened upon him a few times since we're back.
Yeah. If Steve's tuning in to watch Moose and Eric Young, the true TNA guys on Team TNA, that's disturbing.
Wait, Eric Young is back in the company via this invasion?
Yep.
Didn't he make a whole big
TNA.
political bugaboo about quitting and
I thought he did also leave TNA. Now that you say
No,
that,
I thought he left WWE and was like, "You're a bad company," and or is he like, "Well, no, Vince is gone," and they're
probably. I mean, technically, he's just there as a TNA representative. And this thing they'll be filming. The rumor, the scuttlebutt is that they signed some kind of quote unquote TV deal with CW. TNA has. But it's going to most likely be on a, what do they call that? We've talked about it before. When you do the fast, the streaming, it's like it'll be on the CW streaming app or something. Yeah, it'll be on some kind.
No one will watch it.
No,
that'll be less viewers, I think, than they probably get on. They're on what, Access TV, I think.
If there's some TNA mutant that's watching for Eric Young and Moose to take on Ricky Saints and Javon Evans, you need to be locked up. Citizen's arrest. I'm calling it disturbing behavior.
I think Moose is a guy who defended Chase and Rance.
Yeah, I think he also had some other not so great stuff too.
Larry's always on top of that. he knows if you've been naughty or nice. In regards towards chasing Rance.
He's just a fascinating character.
You say the same thing about
Epstein. Fascinating character.
Yeah. You say the same thing about Roman Polanski.
That's not in the same way.
Well, we were going to do
again, just in that moral barometer of who's going to fuck with them. You know what I mean?
No,
Who's going to surprise me?
Are you ever surprised?
No, never. Nobody ever does something noble and moral in wrestling.
God, was there somebody recently in wrestling made some kind of stand and then it just quickly it was like, well, never mind. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Riyadh Saudi Arabia.
Well, the last time that happened was Zelina Vega wanting a union, and then they're like, "You want your job back?" She's like, "Yes."
Oh, you did? Well, we had to make some room. Your husband's been fired. Sorry about that.
For whatever reason,
God, I miss Vince so much. It was so much more fun with Vince in charge. Now it's just like Santos Escobar chose not to renew his contract.
Oh, well, we have some TKO news. Some and Kevin Nash as well.
And Rock's gonna be getting that pot because he's got no choice at this point.
Yeah, we got to do the Rock's book just so we can throw him into the news pile, just to keep all that we can report on it. We'll be like Dave when he mentions like Dave Bautista recently started filming. We have all the film news.
We'd be better off reading a Hollywood bio of The Rock than The Rock's book.
I know, but we got to do it at some point.
Yeah, it's almost because there's the weird novelty of it. It's all in that weird sort of hybrid kayfabe, and it's a WWE like total produced thing. Like, there's no real information to be gleaned out of it.
Yeah.
Do you think he's read it?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think Gowertz took a pass on it? All of a sudden, there's a mention of ABC's Family's, what was it, Teen Werewolf, or what was it called? I can't remember the name of that show that he did.
Oh,
Wolf on Campus?
Big Wolf on Campus or something like
that. So, yeah.
Is that the book, though, where do we learn about his dad getting, like, used cum-stained mattresses, or did that information come from somewhere else?
I think that
came from... I think that was on Young Rock.
Okay. God, man, I totally forgot The Rock made a whole fucking multi-season sitcom on a national network
and
watch his family's history.
I'm not going to say this is part of why I stopped subscribing to Dave, but, man... listening to him recap Young Rock. Some people used to complain about him recapping Being the Elite. I wish that he would. Him recapping the Young Rock and then complaining about them moving the time slot around and talking about the ratings and all that. People mad about wrestling ratings discourse. How about Dave talking about Young Rock ratings and how that's doing? And was this sitcom historically accurate? Dave, stop it. No. What was it? Becky Lynch.
Remember the very special episode where his dad is in Memphis?
Mm-hmm. Did they ever put Bruno on the show? I can't remember.
Ooh.
Did somebody play Bruno? I don't remember.
I can't think of The Rock.
Today would have been his 90th birthday, actually. Happy birthday, Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno's a goofball, but he's good.
Man, that picture of David.
Oh.
No, wait, are we talking about? I'm talking about Harvey Whippleman, or what's his name?
Stop! No, you're not.
Yes, the guy that helped Bruno? Downtown. The guy that helped out, wasn't he Harvey Whippleman? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we talking about the same guy?
Harvey Whippleman?
Right.
What are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Bruno Sammartino because he brought up David.
Yeah.
It's
Bruno's birthday.
I know. Oh, I thought you were talking about Downtown Bruno, where I was like, he'd be 90? I was like, no way.
Who would ever be talking about Downtown Bruno and refer to him
because
as
of Rock?
Oh, okay.
Because I was talking, was he ever on the show? That's who I was talking about. Was he ever on the Rock
I forgot
sitcom?
he was a character on that show.
Was he? That's what I was curious about. Did he?
Yeah, he plays big into Rock's lore.
Fun. Oh Lord. Well, we were gonna do a watch along. We were debating. We can wait. We still might. That's within our rights.
Yeah.
But I was getting so giggly and giddy of Dynamite Kids, just absolute disdain for the Hart family. And then getting to flip through the Hart book again to see what were Brett's trying to remember. What were Brett's recollections of this moment? And then you fall into little Brett passages where he's waxing poetic, and it's just, the differences between the two guys. How Tom tells a story, and Brett, oh my goodness, I can't imagine they got along, but I guess they did after a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brett's such an asshole, and I mean that in
you should not be believing.
I'm not believing
Dynamite
him. I just appreciate his disdain for everyone. I'm not like, what is it? I'm not handing it to ISIS. I understand. Look, this is a dark man, a bitter man. He's sitting right at the time of this book. He's sitting in a wheelchair. He's 40 years old.
Living in some London public housing.
Yes. I just
council housing.
A lot of times out of the gate, he's like, "What I think of that guy? Shite," and then just moves on. He writes at one point, he goes, "Yeah, he was an okay wrestler. Actually, no, I didn't like him." He just has in the sentence has a second thought. Actually, no, fuck this guy.
He's a shite cunt.
So we're gonna get into the book. We're gonna dive in. There is Ohio Valley Wrestling news.
Oh, cool. And then SRS is going to learn it.
Yes.
12 weeks from now and then get all weird about
Absolutely. They did find, and this is like a week old, but we had not covered it, that they announced who is helping them produce the documentary, who is responsible now for filming, directing, all etc. And that's, hey, Gus, Chicago production company under the L Productions. Okay?
All right. Have they done anything?
They are responsible for the documentary, wrestling related. They are responsible for the, where is it here? A Hero's Journey. Let's see here. If I can find it here, where it says that. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to type this into the old.
So they're a bunch of schmucks.
They probably are compromised under the L Productions. I sent you guys a link to their Facebook page under the L Productions.
They're just a bunch of marks.
It looks like a bunch of college kids starting to. Yeah.
Yes, it's on Vimeo. The Hero's Journey, a pro wrestling story. And this is about, who's this about here? Let me click this right. This is about the life and times of renowned wrestling wrestling promoter David Hero.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, so there you go. Winner of 5 festival awards. Praised for his authenticity and heart. A love letter to wrestling. Oh, look, he's doing the thing where he's in a dark garage essentially with a ring, and he's, he's looking out over the ropes. I will call out the guy who, I'm going to call out Zach Owens, digital editor of Louisville Business First, who writes in this article that OVW's new ownership is Canadian investment firm Genvec Ventures. Sorry, we're the OVW experts around here. That is incorrect, sir. Yeah. You looked at the wrong Google search page. We know that it's actually United Kingdom. That was in 2023. We're in 2025 now. We covered Genvec. Now it's United Kingdom's based Morley Sports Management, and it's not. And I wanted to write this guy. See, it's not Ed Payer as CEO. It's Rob Edwards. Okay.
Oh, what a dirt rag.
Now, I can remember if we had covered this, but he said that Ed Payer saw the OVW wrestlers Netflix show on a transatlantic flight, and that's why he got involved.
Okay.
That's so funny.
I mean, I could, if I had stupid money, I
Yeah.
could see me doing something like that.
You're always on the lookout.
He's landing and finally getting service and calling
He
the
sees
other
Al
guys.
Snow frying up steaks in the dark, and he's like, I want to get in business.
Seeing him do the CrossFit routine.
I want to invest, but you got to keep Al on board. We've got to lock Al down.
There's this radio show host who starts stroking out. We got to get in on this thing. So let's go.
Maybe it ain't affordable because it ain't lordable.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I sent you off the cuff a pretty good one. We were text on that. You're full. You're whole if you're full, and your hole is filled.
Your hole is filled.
You just spell words. You know, different words have different spellings.
Yes. Well, an ounce of faith travels farther than a forest of fears, and a drop of love runs deeper than an ocean of tears.
Runs deeper. That's a thinker.
I
Runs
think it's a
deeper than an
stinker.
ocean of tears. A drop of love. And it was a drop of blood was the first part? No.
An ounce of faith.
Oh, an ounce of faith. Okay.
An
Wow,
ounce
yeah.
of faith travels farther
Then a drop of love?
than a forest of fears.
What in the world? Man, this one is wild. This one's a tough one. That's a tough one.
But it's not until there is fierce friction in a dry area of your soul that you spark the ember that arises you from your ashes.
I like that. Like a phoenix, you know. That's a good
All
one.
right.
TKO. This is our Triple H, and then that's about it. We get a little Hulk Hogan business, but this is Triple H related. The Ari Emanuel, TKO CEO, TKO CEO, and has been deposed.
Brother
will
of
be-
Rahm
will be-
Emanuel, which I
Yes.
did not realize.
Oh, yeah,
Did you
fun
know that,
family.
Gus?
Oh, yeah, believe me.
Okay,
We were aware in
okay.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Good
that,
Chicago Rom, yeah.
Yep.
that got by me.
Running Hollywood and running Chicago.
Running around the halls of the White House, making sure to really butcher that Obamacare bill. Screaming at senators that they need to get in line with the insurance companies, or they're going to get iced out. But Ari Emanuel will be deposed under oath. Brandon Thurston reporting. Stephanie McMahon will be deposed on October 24th. They want to know, this is part of the shareholders lawsuit, about what did they know about McMahon returning to the company. The defendants are Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, Paul Levesque, George Barrios, and Michelle Wilson. Those are the guys, the people that had left, and then Vince pushed them back on to get the votes and all that. And let's see, Brad Bloom, former executive and close associate of Vince, will be deposed on November 14th at WWE headquarters. Mark Zhu, executive vice president of strategy for TKO and Endeavor, December 5th. So it's going to be a fun fall for everybody. No word on if Paul is going to be deposed. That's kind of a slam on him, I feel like. Everyone but Paul. Does that mean they came to the conclusion Paul really is that
Paul
dumb?
is
He
Job.
really doesn't know. Yeah.
When they put Job in charge of the business?
Yes, yeah.
They don't really
He
let him
just-
touch the dials. There's nothing he can
Yes.
screw up too much.
Yes.
But he's not in charge.
That's unfortunate. He almost wants to get deposed. He's asking Steph if he can sit in on her deposition. Kevin Nash is upset with TKO.
Yeah, I was talking to Pac, and these checks are like
Yep.
F.
Yep. That's exactly what was going on. Him and our boy Sean Oliver. And he says, yeah, he was talking to X-Pac, royalty checks.
Doing our weekly check-in.
The last one was good. This one was rotten. It was half. Hey, what are you going to do? And you know what Sean Oliver offers? You can do a forensic accounting. Was it
You could be a
legitimately?
man, you could show up on AEW and like powerbomb a whole bunch of people and it'd be cool. Imagine if you just like jackknifed Hook.
So here's what Kevin says when he goes to, do you know that was legitimately half? Kevin Nash says, no. When I was making huge money in my royalties, it was broken down. It would say NWO t-shirts, NWO women's t-shirts. Now it just says NWO intellectual property and then just a number. So Sean goes, there's no subcategories? No. And then Kevin says, it's just a forensic accounting thing, and I'll fucking sue them. That's just the way it goes. That's nice. And he blames, to be clear, he blames TKO and not Triple H, okay? Yeah. It's all that weird for fanatics, yes. What? Nash played the 19 to get Triple H in trouble. He doesn't want to get Paul in trouble. So there you go. And then he's also, hey, what's Steve, what's your Austin, what's your royalty check? He wants to get to the bottom of this.
316 intellectual property.
Yeah, it just says 316. Steve
I used to get the gimmicks.
Steve Austin, then a number.
You know what I realized? Like Steve Austin probably has not talked in his regular voice in like 25 years.
He's caught in that trap as an influencer. He's like, oh, I gotta make another video where I'm with my cats again. I'm in this trap. I can't just live my life. I have to do a whole thing. I gotta do a whole cat bit today. I bet he just prays that one day he doesn't have to engage.
Like Pancho Macho?
I just think it's a little bit. I think it's a work.
Work.
Hulk Hogan's family, or somebody on behalf of the family, has filed an extension. They want a 90-day extension for Florida's statute of limitations to investigate a potential medical malpractice claim, which usually they look into it and then they decide if they're going to file a suit or not. It was filed on behalf of, in Pinellas County, this is again Brandon Thurston doing the work, on behalf of Nick Bolea, Sky Daly, the widow, and the guy that is running the Hogan estate, Terry McCory, the financial advisor. So they're going to check into it. They're going to look into if there's any medical malpractice, and then, a lawsuit will follow against the county, I guess. Or would it be against just the, it says, let's see, Tampa General Hospital, Morton Plant Hospital, and 2 Florida-based doctors. There you go. What do you think? Was there medical malpractice? Did the hospitals kill Hulk Hogan? Is Dustin Rhodes right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Asked and answered.
Keep stepping.
I gave my opinion on that already. I believe this doctor was a dirty doctor, but that's why Hogan had him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the Michael Jackson thing.
And
you don't just luck into seeing the guy notorious for giving away pills. You know what I mean? If you're Hogan.
Oh, I went to my HMO and
that's who they suggested.
And
the
you don't
Hogan
have
medical option, dude.
no one here has boots on the ground like Bubba does, and you still came to probably a correct assumption. Bubba's got eyes and ears all over Florida, all over Tampa General, possibly even. The Bubba, he calls it, what does he call it? Bubba's Army?
Yeah.
They're everywhere, I wonder if they have a secret handshake. It's essentially like a stink finger or something like that.
You know, when I was like, 06, 07, Howard went to Sirius, right? And I got the fucking car unit, which back then they were so fucking goofy looking and so like cumbersome.
Yeah.
And I was going to school, working, so I was just always in my car, always listening. I don't think I ever listened to more than 10 minutes of Bubba's show. I could never do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty it's pretty rough.
Is he on like any sort of
No, they all have these all those guys
like type thing now.
Just talking about this with a buddy of mine, like Anthony Cumia, all those guys. Yeah. They just went to the internet, Mancow, and they kind of just grind it out, kind of make it by on donations, and they're not sad. They're so old. They're not like taking advantage of like Twitch or something like that. They're just like either on like YouTube or something,
Yeah, it's a continuously shrinking audience.
Yes.
Super chat money.
Well, some guy giving Mancow $5 to be like, I don't even know what you'd possibly, what you could ask them. I don't know what you would ask these guys or what you'd want to hear their thoughts on. I mean, they're all old.
It's usually goofing on them when they get that super chat money. A lot of these guys.
Why
it's kind of self-aware fans. Yeah, like they're in there to hate.
Okay, can't give
that
what
happens. Yeah,
that's a fun time. I'm not gonna lie, that's a fun time. You're sitting there like, hey, I'm gonna make fun of this old fool. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, I got that 2-star review. This was written on May 11th, 2000. Okay, so this is like a year after the book came out, and it's 2 stars by Karen Jeremy. This is the only review she wrote. Good book, good booked. Marred by poor writing. That's also, she keeps going on the writing, the amount of grammatical errors and spelling error. I was excited to get the book as I have been a fan for years. The book itself is small and amateurish, but I didn't care. I wanted to read what Tom had to say. Sadly, whomever wrote the book for him wrote it in her own style, and it shows. Billington was a grot wrestler and prankster, but the writer seems to want to come across as the only one writing the book, while Tom just recants old stories. The style of writing was more amateurish than any of the other wrestling books I have read, and I have read them all, from Foley to Rock to DDP to Anderson and DiBiase to even Hart's new biography. And I was like, didn't Hart's book come out in 2007? Which Hart is she talking about?
No idea.
Is she talking about Martha or something?
Diana's in 2000.
Or Diana's, yeah. I did it
Diana's
again.
might have come out in 2000.
It says reviewed in the United States, May 11th, 2000. I think this was written by someone who really doesn't get the wrestling business. Maybe a fan or a mark.
Damn, Karen.
A fan or a mark. Who's trying to get herself over. This does not come across in the book at all. The book comes across as if Tom just dictated it into the microphone and then somebody transcribed it out. It's full of.
No, MJF was just a mark trying to get himself over.
Yeah. I mean, this book has one of our favorite things. It's littered with anyways, comma. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
Man, listen. He's one of those British guys you need subtitles for.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's I don't know what that is.
He references it that no one can understand. He blames it on no one understanding just British people. That's what he.
Because I was watching that clip of Tiger Mask and him Skyping.
Yeah.
Tiger Mask speaks so clear English.
Yeah.
And yet I can't understand a fucking word of what Dynamite Kid's saying.
And he's even later in that that clip I threw up of them they're in the 80s. It's the Bulldogs. He's so monotone and so he's enunciating at least finally. but it's just so.
But then he freezes and he just goes, "We work out together, we train together, we do everything together.
We work out together, we train together. Get a yellow jacket, Tom. Wake up."
I pissed myself.
While the book is okay in content, it is sad that Tom Billington picked such an inexperienced ghostwriter to do his writing. The book could have been a bestseller. Now, due to the lack of depth, it will languish in the same place as DiBiase's book. Too bad. My hero comes across as a prankster, a wrestler, a bad boy, but one who has poor taste in co-authors. Sorry, Tom. I tried to give it a chance. I still love to watch the old tapes and hear stories about you, but this book does you no justice.
This sounds like a former rat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because who's pining for Dynamite Kid in the year 2000? You know, like fans didn't know who he was. There was such a divide.
I'm telling you. And what she's referencing is that this book says with Allison Coleman. I don't know if that's the author, because on the inside flap it says photographs courtesy of Allison Coleman. And the only pictures that would be like ones at his current age, when he's written this book, when he's an older guy. So is that like his friend that he's traveling? You know, like how Brett would have people taking, like, didn't he have like an assistant that was essentially taking pictures and like organizing things for him?
Marcy,
like,
I think her name was.
Like, I think Allison took this picture, right?
Yes. I think you're correct.
So I don't think, maybe didn't Brett also have his gal transcribing the book for him or whatever, dictate? He'd send
He
her
actually
stuff
wrote it.
out.
Meltzer says.
So this could be. Here's another thing we were talking about before we start recording. On the paperback here it says Wrestling Observer's Pure Dynamite. Did it win Book of the Year that year? And then Allison or Tom are like, we can say it's Wrestling Observer's Book of the Year, but somebody forgot to put Book of the Year and just put Wrestling Observer's Pure Dynamite.
There's some historical accounts I could probably tweet at to get the answer, if they haven't blocked us already.
On the back of the paperback, then it does say Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer is the most well-read and authoritative weekly newsletter in the wrestling industry. Published since 1983, the Observer has become a must-read source of wrestling information from around the world. Don't tell the people on Twitter this. I like this. Did Dave write this? It covers events not only in the United States, but also Mexico, Japan, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the Middle East. And anywhere else. The Middle East.
Over 70,000 words.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I've seen outside. You know who started having Dave cover the Middle East again? The WWE. So there you go. We're going to get into
go to Riyadh.
Yeah, he should. He should go to one of those shows. Where what is it? A kefir?
You don't think Dave had stories in the Observer about Sheikh Adnan al-Kaisi headlining in Iraq?
He probably had a sentence or two, just a little like, around the world. What does he call that? Around the world and other places, or once he's covered the major stuff. Here and there. Isn't it called Here and There? I can't remember. It's been a minute.
My mom threw away my paper Observers. I'm still so bitter about it.
But this, I would be too.
Yeah, I'll never get over that.
You could have taken them to gone to observe when they get to do the dinner. They do the WrestleMania trips and presented them one and have them sign it.
Yeah,
be cool.
I would.
We need to one year. I swear, we need to. We're gonna do a bunch of mushrooms. We're gonna go on the Meltzer Mania tour.
Sit across from Brian Albert. Brian Albert is the guy that looks at you and he knows you're on drugs and it's upsetting him, right?
Yes.
He's killing your buzz. He's pestering you. He thinks it's funny. I was going to say you want to go find Dave and trying to drink him to death. I don't think Dave drinks like that.
No. I just want to know how long I could physically last on that bus. I think it would be like 15 minutes before I'm jumping out the back.
I want to drink with Dave and get that tongue wagging. I want to see that tongue roll out of his mouth.
Oh, jeez.
This was published in the UK by SW Publishing in 1999. It was that's Stuart House Publishing, and it was published in Canada by Winding Stair Press. Winding Stair. Now I've heard of Corkscrew Moonsault, but Winding Stair. Nailed it. Got exactly right. So there you go. It was the photographs are courtesy of Alison Coleman, and the book design is by Counterpunch. And the book design is just a picture of Dynamite Kid, and it says Pure Dynamite. The price you pay for wrestling stardom. He's really loose with the wrestling stardom thing.
I was going to say, did he
really?
He's stardom. He paid the price. I mean, but
no,
is he even like top 100 all-time WWE? Not that it's an end-all be-all, but
I could definitely do. Okay, here's one: is Seth Rollins a bigger star than Dynamite Kid?
Well, but he's an artist, okay.
So Seth,
he's an influence.
Yeah, he's a great.
Seth has got a creative process.
Yes, he does. We talked about Seth does have a creative process. I'm not sure what it is, but
he's like the Velvet Underground.
Yes, he's
Criterion
Criterion
Collection. Nobody bought the
Collection.
albums, but everyone was listening to him.
Uh-huh. Now is Al Snow a bigger star than Dynamite Kid?
Yes,
yeah, probably. Although, I don't know. I bet you he was on Rock and Wrestling, right? The Bulldogs probably were. So they had their moment in 88, 87.
This is definitely a guy that had a moment and is
and they were managed by fucking Ozzy Osbourne at a
what?
WrestleMania.
You know what he is?
Bigger does it get?
Dynamite's kind of like how Brett views himself now, where all Dynamite, and this is 1999, Dynamite is having wrestlers walk up to him and shake his hand and being like, you know, you're a legend. I watched all your New Japan stuff. Da 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 da. I wrestle like you. You know, the way guys wrestle now is because of guys like you in the 80s, whatever. And it's just rolling around in his head.
Question.
Yeah.
What was Dynamite Kid's first thought when he heard that Chris Benoit killed his family?
Was he alive for that? When did he die?
He died in like 15 or 16.
He probably laughed.
Said something very British.
Yeah.
we wouldn't understand.
Hey, the Chisler finally got round to it, did he?
In it?
Fucking hell. I've thought about it.
Oi.
Did it. Never done it. Oi.
That's true, actually. I forgot about that. He did at least threaten his wife with a shotgun, I believe.
You see how bad it could get, Dot? Hey? You see what could?
Understand? Just like a couple old handicaps over here, Roy.
Oh, I'm a bastard. Okay. Not the bloody boy, Chris. That's right, something like that. Dedications to his wife, Dot. Just for being with me. To his dad, for believing in him. To his coach, Ted Bentley, for inspiring him. And to the Golden Ace, John Naylor, for his life after wrestling. And he thanks Finley Martin. So we talk about was this book edited? There's confirmation in this one. Finley Martin at SW Publishing for his editorial direction.
So Karen should be taking it up with old boy.
Finley Martin's just like, call more people a shithead. Nice. Introduction.
Okay, can we just take like 2 minutes? I gotta plug my phone in.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. All right. The introduction. Every wrestling book's got to do it. I think it's a little piece of... and I've mastered the Wigan accent for this. Should I do it for everything or just occasionally drop it for when there's dialogue?
Just dialogue's fine.
You don't want everybody at some point in their life must look back and wonder what they did with it. And you think, oh, he's ancient. No, I'm 40 years old. And he's sitting in his chair staring out the window at his his public housing going, where did it all go? He claims he wanted to just be the best wrestler. Which when people kind of talk about that, it's like, because you couldn't talk. If you could talk, you would, you know what I mean? These guys are like, I just want to be the best wrestler. Brett kind of has that too. I didn't want to be like, I just wanted people to like my wrestling. Wrestling's a hard business. And it does. I like this because, you're at the bottom, you're trying to make a name for yourself, or you're at the top and you're trying to hold on tight to that spot. You're either trying to make moves to get to the top or you're making moves to stay on top.
Yeah.
He says, wrestling comes first. Money was never guaranteed in America, at least. He does the old, I hate this line with wrestlers. I traveled on someone else's dime. It's like, how many job traveling, when you work for any kind of company that there's traveling involved, they're usually not making you pay for the travel. Many people travel for work and it's on the company dime. And I don't think any of them.
Like a business not reimbursing you for mileage.
I think I've heard Joey Janela say that before, honestly.
Like that I've traveled the world on somebody else's dime.
Yeah.
It is something that as one of the perks or why they do it. And it's just like, I knew a guy who used to be in my business, but then he left, but then he ended up working on power lines or something like that. Like they'd go or something. And he didn't like the travel, but and he never came back when he'd be back in town going, I'm seeing the country, man, on someone else's dime. Especially the way these guys talk about when they're in town. It's not like they're going often. They do sightsee, but they wrestle.
Usually it's Secaucus, New Jersey.
Especially back then, like on the loops. Yeah, wow, you got to see a random ass town in New Jersey. Cool.
Poughkeepsie.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you went to Omaha, Nebraska? Wow. So he even goes, when I was on national television, wrestlers turned into celebrities, so he's of that mind. In the 80s, we all were known. All of us. Hey, when he was a world tag champ in WWF, they even put me in Playboy magazine. I didn't look this up. I wanted to, and then I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
But
was it an interview? Was it a pictorial?
Yeah, I wrote.
I
kind of felt like
just
Brett.
be in the background of a fucking hype piece.
Yeah, about the WWF or something.
Yeah.
I even did a little. I felt like Brett a little bit. Guys are reading that.
Girly magazines.
Yeah. What are you talking about, man?
Boy toy. Is that the one
with his read with the Sean? Is that the closest he gets to being Tom Billington? Just in his kind of disgust and disdain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And wanting to call somebody the F slur so bad that he's vibrating.
Man, is there? I gotta track down. There's got to be a playlist of that whole Brett Sean feud out there because I just gotta.
I loved it.
That.
I loved it because I was big on both of those guys, and I was probably in the Sean camp more just because you never believe this, but I loved when he was picking his nose with things and humping things and just being a general little stinker. I thought I like this. But Brett 2's playing, man. I know it didn't air and all that, but man, that when he's in the wheelchair and he gets the shot and he's doing all that stuff at the time, it's so good. Yeah. And that whole air of him just being, it's just so of him legitimately, but then also bringing about like, this guy screwed me, everybody screws me. Oh, it's so good. And Shawn Michaels doing a great job of just being like, nobody cares about you, Brett. Nobody gives a shit. It's so you're going, those guys are right. So it's the money, it's the lifestyle, you know? You're thinking it's never going to end, but it does. And he talks about what a lot of wrestlers talk about. When you're out of it, that phone's not ringing. Nobody's thinking about you. No one's checking up on you. He writes that he was a millionaire on paper, at least. Well, there you go. But now he has nothing. And I don't know if this is Allison or this is him, but he writes at the end of the introduction, as for what happened in between, well, as I recall, it went something like this. ... Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. Chapter 1. He's born.
Can we do a screenplay for young Tom?
Yeah, yes. NBC, we have a great new sitcom. It's about a guy that like defecates and things and tries to make people eat it, or he's also defecating in people's bags. There's a lot of bodily fluids happening, and they're all just harmless pranks. It's called Young Tom. It's about harmless pranks.
Get Timothy Chalamet to play young Tom.
Get him on the gear. All of a sudden, Timothy Chalamet is 175 pounds of muscle.
That's fine. We'll make it exclusive to Paramount Plus.
Yes. Who would play Brett? God damn it. Somebody droll as fuck. I loved that in this book, we'll get to it, he does what Brett does to Davey Boy, where he's just a dumb shit staring at him. This is like, I liked Brett's book because it was so fucking funny, like how Brett sees it and how he wrote it. I really am looking forward to the audiobook thing. I might listen to it. But getting Brett, I know, this is Tom's version of things and all that, and it's all the usual tropes of a wrestling book. But man, him giving the Hearts what for after Brett romanticizes them so much is so. I was relishing it. I was like, yes, this is what we say about them.
Yeah.
Tom is born a few miles outside of Wigan. Now, remember, Wigan has come up quite a bit in the books we've done. Mick thanked William Regal for cluing him in for the classic Antietam Brown.
I gotta look at a map and see.
He was born in Goulburn. We should have Wendy on for one of these episodes, and we could have him read the dialogue so we can really get the flavor. You think Wendy would hop on? We can record. I mean, right now it's like 8 a.m. there, something like that.
Are the Mariners playing? He might be up.
When he's staying up for a Mariners game, yeah, we should grab him and be like, "We know you're up watching this stupid shit." He sent that picture of the whatever pub that is like Seattle themed, supporting. And I wanted to comment on, like, why is it so dusty up in that corner? Come on, man. You can't get a duster up there with those on the pickle machine, or what we would call pickles.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He didn't give the name.
Mystery.
He didn't give the name. What city? Oh, where Wendy's at?
Yeah, did he travel to?
No, I think it's just in town. I think.
Oh, okay. I thought he came to America. Because that's why he was talking about the ice commercial.
Oh,
but he might be watching an American stream.
That's true. Yeah, it might be just airing some kind of, that's true. There have been times where I'm like, Wendy has come to shore and has not said anything about it.
But that also could be true.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say anything about it.
I cannot believe he met up with Steve. Honestly. And we're talking about Discord. I can't believe it. That he agreed.
That happened?
Yeah. Steve said that and I said, did you take any pictures? And he said, no, I didn't. And I believe Steve on that. I was going to say, I don't believe it. I don't believe the reason he gave. I think he said he didn't have his phone or something. Steve, you have your phone.
You guys don't go overseas and just leave your phone?
I can't remember. He was like, my wife had, and he was like, you're always with you. She's your handler. Come on, Steve. When you don't have her, you get into trouble because, come on. I wanted to help his wife change that tire so bad. And I'm sitting in the back, and I'm like, am I like on Steve? I'm trying to be nice because I'm sitting back there with Steve, and he can't help, of course. And then I keep offering, and they kept saying, no, it's okay. And I'm like, I turned to Steve at one point, we're going to really let your wife do this while two guys sit in the back, and no one understands that one guy is disabled, and the other guy is just like trying to be like, well, I guess I'll sit back here with Steve. An old man then comes to help her, and I'm like, we look like such fucking shitheads right now. We're coming from a wrestling show. Like, I was like, but I'm already committed to sitting back here with Steve and keeping him company. Like, I understand what they don't want the guy coming down to visit them to like help, and like this is something that they weren't expecting, and be like, they're just trying to get me back to my hotel. But
I was doing like you should have just stepped in.
I know. I kept doing like, no, really, like, no, and she, no, talk with Steve. And Steve's just being like, ugh, this is embarrassing. Like, yeah, yeah, it is. Like, let me like just do one nut. Let me just twist the wrench once at least. So anyways, he talks that, that Wigan is known for catch as catch can. It's a coal mining town. He's 13 years old. He has no interest in wrestling. His background is, by the way, born December 5th, 1958. His dad's name is Billy. His grandfather's name is Thomas.
Billy Billington.
Billy Billington and his brother Eric are boxers. They're coal miners and they're boxers. I don't know if Eric is he. I assume he's also a coal miner. Everyone's a coal miner in this town. Let's just assume. But they also box. He does the old. This feels like just a family story where he's like, "Your uncle once beat Jim Sullivan. You see that guy, the world champion, Jim Sullivan. One time, your uncle sparred him and he beat him." And it's like, okay. Why is he named Tom? We get our answer. If you ever wanted to know why Tom Billington is named Tom Billington, it's because his grandfather gave his dad a 10-pound note and said, "If it's a boy, I want you to call him Thomas." And so there you go. That's why his dad was paid. He was bribed. His mother's name is Edna. He's got two sisters, Julie, a year older, Carol, 5 years younger, and Mark, a brother, 15 years younger. Where's Mark? Is Mark still, Mark Billington still alive? It's tough with these 80s wrestlers because it's like, you think, oh, should Davey Boy Smith still be alive? Yes, he should be. He's younger than Brett. Yes. Yeah. So Tom should be. Tom's 2 years younger than Brett, is what I think Brett says. So, okay. Yes. Tom should still be alive. Everyone should still be alive. That's what you can say about a lot of 80s. Everyone should still be alive if they just naturally lived out their lives and did not get involved in the business of wrestling. Tom didn't like school. Part of it was that he was a troublemaker and he's getting caned. He says on average he's getting caned 3 to 4 times. Hey, it's not that. There you go. There's John, Larry's favorite wrestler, John Moxley, wrestling Ishii. Haven't we seen that? We've seen that, right? He's wrestled Ishii.
I've seen it like 10 times.
Yeah, come on. What are we doing here? Ishii is... What are we doing with Ishii?
There's no mileage left in that. Like, I get that Tony likes to use like bodies to like keep people like not getting hurt and shit, but
we can't.
I don't need to see Ishii anymore.
We can't get Tom Billington Jr. out there.
He'll be on Collision, I'm sure.
I know he has a little tag team with Adam Priest. I guess that people are raving about. I think, Gus, did we see the last good Ishii match when he faced Eddie Kingston? Was that probably the last time he could actually move his limbs?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. I enjoyed it.
No, yeah, it was fine. It was serviceable.
I feel like since then, no one has ever said, man, that Ishii match. Loved it.
Yeah, it's... Well, it's just he's not gonna win, and it's just I get it. He's tough.
Time in the ring. No, you're being too hard on him. He doesn't embarrass himself. He's not as bad as like Tanahashi.
I'll ask you this guys. This is
Oh,
why
but
you know
here's the
what?
thing: I don't watch sports to see 500 ball.
No, you're right. The booking of him, absolutely right. He never wins. There's no direction.
He's not negative war yet, but
Yeah.
Do you guys have a problem with older wrestlers, like the believability of that? Like, can you buy?
It's
Yeah,
like whenever Lance
Tanahashi
Archer
right now.
shows up, he's not going to win.
yeah,
Lance Archer. It's like, and the guy could be something.
There's a little moment when he first came on where you're like, I like this.
Hangman
Everybody died.
match.
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah,
we
it was
can get
really
into
good.
that. There's so many.
and he talked to the Workers Club.
There's so much Hangman discourse right now around Hangman. If you're into the AEW mutants, is Hangman, how should business be skyrocketing, or is it just okay that he's doing like that? The pay-per-views are selling better than they have in the past. He's better than MJF at the top as far as like quarter hours and stuff. Like MJF tanked the business with his brochacho stuff. Absolutely tanked it. Drove off all the hardcores.
yes, yeah.
And there's also Heyman discourses. Does he bring better matches out of, like, can he only, like, what started it was that Lee Moriarty. Like, okay, can he not? Lee Moriarty's good, so did he just not have good chemistry with the guy, or does he always just need somebody that's going to go as hard as him? Like, if you're not in, like, an MJF will go toe to toe with him, Samoa, that match is probably gonna rock. Let's see, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega. Does he always just have to have a guy that's gonna go as hard as him, or he's not gonna bring somebody up? They're gonna just drown. Love Hangman discourse. Not enough of it, really. I feel like everything should be looked through a microscope on Hangman. That empty-headed fuck. Back to Tom. He has one of his early pranks. He's turning on all the gas taps at the school, at the chemistry lab, just letting that building fill full of gas. Then he forgot about it. Whoopsie. And the headmaster was like,
Is it a prank if it's attempted murder?
Wouldn't it be funny if someone lit a match in this school right now?
Well,
And
what kind of
everything
gas? Like,
exploded.
wouldn't that kill you, even if someone didn't light a match?
Maybe he was a deer and he opened up all the windows.
Oh, he's just a prank, bruv.
He's like, well, Osprey.
I took the piss out of you.
Well, before we started recording, Larry was like, I can't understand a word this guy's saying in promos. Will Ospreay's currently going through that right now. We're looking at a promo we were going, it's clicks and clacks. I cannot understand anything you're saying. He's the original Will Ospreay. Boom! Will Ospreay somehow is still a better promo with more emotion than Tom Billington. He did like sports in school. I like this sentence. I was good at gymnastics. The acrobatics. I like a little, he's talking to you, comma, He said 11 or 12, I started getting a reputation as a bit of a prankster, even after the gas tank. And here's one of his pranks. It's Christmas. And he finds a doll that was supposed to be a present for his sister. And he finds a paint bucket. And he finds a brush. And he's going through all this. I find the bucket. I find the brush. And he decides, I'm going to paint the doll blue. I'm going to just paint all over this thing. I imagine they're a poorer family. And he's just going to ruin one. And that's a prank for him. I ruined this toy that your father has purchased for you. And then he kind of tries to soften it by like, I also painted my shoes green, and my dad didn't like that, and the school didn't like the shoe thing. His dad is strict, but he's not swearing. He'll sometimes say bleeder. If Tom does something wrong, his dad's just outright just punching him in the face. No warning, just anything wrong, and boom, he's getting snapped. Snapped. That's smacked and snapped together.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yep. And Tom says he broke my nose once. And anytime he's getting hit, and he does this a lot. He claims he's thinking in the third person a lot, where he'll go, "Well, Tommy, you've done it, and you've deserved it."
See, we'd be able to adapt this to a screenplay so easily. Who would we get to do the narration for? We do like Wonder Year style, right?
Liv Schreiber.
If we ever have a Patreon, I have stories to tell about. I'll put those stories on Patreon. On the public feed, I'm not blowing anybody up. But we'll move on. I was very close to my dad. He said that he loved his dad, and they became more like brothers and friends than son and father. Okay. He'd spar with him. When he's 7, his uncle moves to Calgary. Edmonton in Alberta. His dad retires, gets into construction. He's training to be a boxer. His dad's happy about that. He visits his dad on the construction sites. His dad lets him drive the trucks around. He brings up his sticks. These are core memories sticking with him, where he's, right, Thomas, good job. When his dad gives him compliments, or when he's punching him. He's getting trained by Ted Betley. He used to be a wrestler. They're doing some work for Ted Betley or something like that, right? Yeah, he's doing some construction work for Ted Betley, and that's where he meets Ted Betley. And Ted Betley's watching this kid, this young Tom Billington, and he goes, he's a handy lad. Does he wrestle? And he says he wasn't into wrestling because he just was like, yeah, the fake shit. It's not real. Not interested.
Not like that tumbling.
Yeah.
The acrobatics.
And so he has Ted talks his dad and him into coming down to the gym and trying it out. And he's a boxer, so he claims that he gets in the ring with these 2 kids that are also training, and he knocks the hell out. He's just punching and like trying and not getting taken down. He's knocking them all over the ring. Or he says I more or less knocked him all over the ring without throwing a punch. Okay. But then he also, by the way, adds, I can't even remember how the fight ended. That's usually a tell that didn't end well.
Yeah, you got your ass beat.
I don't even remember. How did that... I was winning at one point. So, Ted's like, come back, right? So every day after school, his dad is driving him to Ted's gym, right? And he thinks that Ted and his wife, the kids at the gym, those are their kids. One of those. And he's not charging him, by the way. And I don't know if Ted's charging anybody. Maybe. Should we look into Ted? Ted is getting kids into the gym, and he's not charging anybody.
I believe Diana's story is that Ted trained Davy Boy in exchange for some pipe fitting work done by Davy's father.
Uh-oh.
And that's not innuendo.
No.
Okay. But yes, he is, Davey.
I don't know. Maybe Ted's having a whole fucking house built just on traded labor for.
I don't want
wrestlers.
to. Again, this is all allegedly or whatever. I just don't want a Jerry Sandusky situation. That's all. I don't. I don't think that's the case. He's probably just a good chap.
A Bob Ryder type situation.
Oh.
People might go, oh, you guys always, this is wrestling. It's so dark. It's so fucked up. Of course our mind goes to that stuff. Look, this is college football, and this was happening under Joe Paterno's nose.
Yeah, the pillar of the community like Joe Paterno.
Jerry Sandusky's wife is going, she's doing the Triple H. The walls were I didn't hear anything down in the basement. Who knows? I thought they were tickling each other.
We sold 70,000 tickets last week.
Has anybody drawn the parallel between WWE and Penn State? Why there's there should be a statue of Vince that people are trying to topple in front of the headquarters. Take it down. Bad man gone. Ted is teaching him, no matter what you have to face in life, no matter how scared you are, don't ever take a step back. Take a step forward. Did he train William Regal? Left foot forward. No, left foot forward. And also, hey, if you're beating on people, there's always going to be someone else that's going to come around and beat you. Just that's life.
That's life.
Let's see. He says school he never learned a thing. So there you go. And he understands that was just him. He didn't give a shit. He does remember there was a guy named Jimmy Parrott, older, bigger, real big nose. Also, he says, by the way, Jimmy Parrott, not his real name. Okay. And he's getting bullied by Jimmy Parrott. And he grabs Jimmy Parrott and puts him headfirst into a brick wall. And when he looks at him and he's bleeding all over the place, you better believe he has inner monologue. This is it, Tommy. Now you've done it. So he hides to. He says the allotment. Now, essentially, this is what his dad's his dad's community garden or whatever. He's hiding in his dad's shed. And his dad opens it, and he claims his dad opens up the shed. He's hiding in the shed. His dad opens up the shed. He goes, "Yes, Dad. Do you need anything, Dad?" He's playing innocent. This is a weird story. You can't make it. I couldn't understand what was going on. He takes him to Jimmy's house. He says, "Do you guys want to keep fighting?" Jimmy's not saying anything. He says that he hears Jimmy's mom say yes, so she signs her son up to continue the fight. So then Tom says, "Yes, let's go." The dad opens their back door and says, "Let's go to the backyard and do it." But then now Jimmy Parrott's in the house and won't come out. There you go. Okay. He's going to Wigan in what Riley's gym. It's known as the Snake Pit. A lot of people were trained there. Billy Robinson, Carl Gotch. He meets Carl Gotch. This is how he describes Carl Gotch. Nice enough man, big-headed bastard. And also, he's a guy that whatever you had, he had twice as many. He's one of those. He's a one-upper. I call those guys one-uppers. You say something to him, it's that and more. I'm with Tom on this. I can't stand talking to one-uppers. Whatever you did, he done it already and better. Let's see. Billy Robinson, he doesn't meet him. I think he says he eventually just meets him in Chicago at one point. Yeah, when I met him, his best days were well gone, and I'll tell you about that later. So it's 1971, Riley's gym. Then he says Billy Robinson was still. Wait, Billy was still there. Oh, Billy Riley. Okay. That's where he did. Billy Riley. Okay, he was there with his son Ernie Riley, Billy Joyce, and Jack Dempsey, and they get him in the ring. They do what we've read a lot of the old vets try to snap his legs off. They give him the old run around. They are specifically beat the shit out of him just to see if he can hang.
God, imagine if any other business was like that. Like you're just trying to you're an apprentice welder. Some guy's coming behind you, just trying to torch you.
I work at. I'll tell this story. I work in and Larry works in a similar business with paints. We'll just say paints, and a guy was leaving. I think he was leaving, and one guy I worked with had a finger that was all messed up, and the story on why the finger was messed up is that they grabbed the guy and they held him down and they were going to paint his balls blue. They were going to strip him down and then paint his genitals blue as a prank. It's funny, haha. And of course, the guy fought back and he got a hold of this guy's hand and snapped his finger. Because he didn't want to have a bunch of guys taking his pants off and painting his genitals.
Assaulting him.
Yeah, so assaulting him. Everybody else, no. And you talk to these old guys, and it's like, what's the joke again? What's it? It is that thing. Oh, we thought you think it was funny. Oh,
Don't lump my trade in with that. I've never.
I know. I know. This was, back in the day. But yeah, I think about this. You don't do that in the office. Where like, hey, it's a new guy. What if we just hit him so hard on the back of the head? That'd be funny. And then if he comes back, we know he's serious about this job. What if he brings his lunch? What if we piss on his lunch and then he eats it and then he comes back? That would be good, huh? That would be funny.
Listen, I took part in hazing.
I have more off-air stories where I'm like, never mind. Yes.
On both sides of it. Which, of course, is how you haze because you have been hazed, I suppose. But
yeah.
I can't defend it. It's bizarre.
It's blue. Maybe it's a blue collar. It's wrestling blue collar. I guess it is. It's the coal miners showing up.
Demand is like the dumbest name for a stable. You gotta do better than that.
The Demand. I thought they were called something else. Were they not? Am I wrong? Weren't they called something else?
Well, Gates of Agony was the tag team name.
I thought maybe I haven't kept up. The Demand. That's a rough one. Yeah. What would you call them though? Gates of Agony and Ricochet. There has to be a better heel name. That's like not my job to think about it. Not getting paid those Jimmy Jacobs bucks wherever he's at now. Is he still with AEW? Yeah, I'm not getting paid Will Washington bucks to think about it. Feels like they just did the NXT name generator.
Got better the week after he left.
Oh, Jimmy Jacobs has left. Yeah, that's right. And people were like,
he got better literally the week after he left is when the trend back up started.
Shelton Benjamin is doing the thing I hate when people do a solid color tie, a shitty color solid tie.
If you're doing a street fight, no, guys, you do jeans and you do the knee pads on the outside of the fucking jeans. That's not fucking hard. Come on. You don't show up in
You ever do black dress shirt, solid color tie? You look like Regis Philbin on Who Wants to Make a Millionaire.
Actually, one of the times I saw Ric Flair wrestle, Ric Flair was in khakis and a golf polo. Thanks, Russo. That was cool.
Yeah, that was bad.
Why nobody hears except for Bobby Lashley's wearing white? They're all doing a street fight. This is some WWE shit. Kendo sticks.
See, this is why we need to get paid, though.
What is MVP doing? Come on.
I just need to sit backstage. I see stuff like this and just be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
And then I dress them down immediately and what do you think?
You don't have that in wrestling. You're getting fired. You walk up to Bobby Lashley and going, "This shit's not playing."
Yeah.
You're getting walked out the door going, "You can't say that to Bobby Lashley." Come on.
What are you thinking? You're not thinking. That's a fucking problem.
I would want a worse reputation than Nick Goulas to work for.
Can you believe this guy that's been in the business for a week is telling Bobby Lashley it's not working? Yeah, I watched the product. What are we doing here?
Let's get back to Colorado Springs so fucking fast. Try me, Bob.
Well, I'm just saying, let's just keep doing what you guys are doing. It sucks. What are you talking about? Do you watch this? You watch this. You like this? And if he was like, no, I don't watch it. Well, there's the problem. You're not watching it back.
I would institute a rule. You don't tell people who they're working till the day of the show so they can't fucking script anything.
That's actually brilliant. I don't want anybody on Twitter.
MVP is exclusively working with Ricochet because Bobby doesn't want to give Ricochet anything. Only MVP will sell for Ricochet. There you go. So they're messing Tom up. Hold on. Steve. What's Steve saying? Okay, Steve's trying to insult me. Let's see. I'll read what he says. I'll read it on air. Steve said, because he's watching NXT, of course. I think Booker T might be the only person on Earth hornier than you. Thanks, Steve. And he says, no, I'm wrong. Sudi exists. So a little slam on Sudi too for being a little creepazoid. So Ted's mad that they took liberties with Tom, and so he goes, you know what? Let's just go to a different gym. And it's another ex-wrestler, Billy Chambers, who used to wrestle on TV as Jack Fallon.
Ah, yes.
And even then, Ted tells Tommy, whatever he does to you, don't tap out. So he knows the score. Don't, Billy Chambers is doing the same thing to him, essentially. But then after he works him over, right? Stretching him after his little stretch session, Billy Chambers is going, would you like some ice cream, Tommy? So there you go. And this is Tom here. This is a great way to put it. You can't learn to shoot without getting hurt. And I did learn a lot from Billy Chambers. Bastard. And he now, they do, it's the cult thing. Now he's drinking the Kool-Aid. You can't train anybody in wrestling without hurting them. If they get hurt and they come back, that means they want it. If they get hurt and they're like, that's fucked up, then they get the fuck out of here. It's that thing. If the abuse keeps going down. Imagine Tom Billington looking at. This is why I don't like that whole when Undertaker's like they're playing video games back here and everyone gets along. What happened to my business? It's like you're you know that you were abused at some point. It's like when Al Snow. It's like Ole grabbed your dick and balls. That's bad. You shouldn't then want to grab another guy's dick and balls because it just happened to me. That isn't a mark of oh no, he's into the business because he wants to come back. He's putting up with it. Let's just keep doing the cycle of abuse. Let's see. He talks about he did the career day essentially. They were like, "What do you want to do with your life at school?" And he said, I want to join the professionals. He couched it. Even then, he was like, I'm not going to say wrestling. I want to join the professionals. And they were like, the army or something? Okay. No, at 14, he's like, I'm going to be a pro wrestler. His dad and mom were like, whatever. And his dad's driving him, to the shows. His dad is going to every show, everything, Which I kind of took as Tom must have sucked as a boxer. He must have been like, yeah, the boxing thing's not going to work out. He's just going to stand there and eat the punches. Let's see. Oh, he has a little dig here where there was a teacher at his school. And he told the teacher, I'm leaving to go be a wrestler. And the teacher was from a wrestling family. He calls him out. Belshaw was his last name, a famous wrestling family in Wigan, and he laughed, and Tom I laughed too because I was going to prove him wrong. A little shot at the Belshaws, who I guess he assumed would read this and go, "Oh, he got bigger than us." Chapter 2.
Does he run into the Knight family at all in this book?
I don't know. He's Tom already in a wheelchair is and another score settled. You weren't walked down the ring by Ozzy Osbourne, were you, Belshaw? Didn't think so. So he's got his first match. Ted Betley is the one that gives him the name Dynamite Kid. He says other people have told him to change it. He never does. Was he eventually, if he had kept going, was he going to run into the Young Bucks thing? Where more like Dynamite guy now at this point. He wrestles his first match against Bobby Hems in Malvern Wells near Birmingham. This is very English. He's having a cup of tea with Ted before the match.
Having a cup of tea.
A guy walks up.
The Queen's on the tally.
Yeah. They're sipping on that tea. And a rando walks up, and Ted points at Dynamite Kid and goes, "You want his autograph? He's a wrestler." The guy goes,
Oi,
yeah.
fuck.
Well, he says, the bloke says, "Yeah, okay." And then Ted turns to him and goes, "Can you spell this? Schooling paid off. Can you spell Dynamite Kid?" I think so. And that's his first autograph. So he wrestles, he claims, in front of a sold-out crowd of... Does he say?
Yeah.
This is... But,
92,000.
well, yeah, he says that, but he says, I was looking for how many people are at this... He's saying he was more nervous in front of, like, a handful of people at this, whatever, this Legion Hall or whatever, he remembers in WrestleMania 3 he's just smoking. He's smoking a heater, and he doesn't give a shit. At that point, he doesn't give a shit. So he wins that first match. He's working for a promoter called Jack Atherton. He's working Alan Woods, Golden Ace, John Naylor. They're calling Alan Woods Tiger Woods. There you go. He liked Tiger Woods for wrestling in black trunks and just going in there and wrestling. That's a wrestling staple right there. John Naylor is from Wigan. He's got a similar sense of humor, and he remembers the Golden Age, John Naylor. And this is
like cutting gas lines.
Yeah, he remembers one Christmas. There was a big African, and this starts the thing of anybody that's an African American or an African, what would you call it, an African British or a
Person of African extraction.
A black person. He will describe as a big black guy. And there's Honey Boy Zimba. And he wants a goat for Christmas dinner.
Honey Boy Zimba is a big African.
There you go. He says, maybe that's what they eat over there instead of turkey. Well, John Naylor says that he saw a goat at one of these gardens, He's seen a goat around these parts.
I've seen a goat in the garden.
And he'll grab that goat for you. And Zimba gives him 8 pounds. Said I'll meet you up there. Well, he goes to the garden. The goat's dead. And he says rigor mortis had set in. So Naylor's like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Can't eat it the goat's been dead. So he says, let's stand him up against the shed. So Zimba shows up in his Chrysler, that's noted, his white Chrysler. And then as he's rolling up, Naylor starts punching, like he is now, he starts punching the goat in the head. And then he says, Tom pushes it over. And Zimba's like, hey, you killed it for me, thanks. Zimba believes these young British men kill the goat with punches. Just punched it to death right then and there. Okay. And a couple of days later, they're like, how was the goat? You ate it? And he's like, when he's patting his belly, yes, very good. He's working joint promotions with Max Crabtree. Don't you know the Crabtrees? There's Brian Crabtree, the referee, who Tom describes as a glorified idiot. And now when Tom will use this again, glorified, it basically means being pushed beyond your means. You're being propped up by your family. You're glorified. I like it a lot. Your praises are being sung unnecessarily. So Brian Crabtree, the referee, glorified idiot. And he also, this is why he specifically does not like, Brian would be thrown by the bad guy, the heel. He'd be thrown against the ropes, like shoved off. Brian's bouncing off those ropes and dropping and doing a cartwheel and then dropping a drop kick on the villain. And this is how. So he describes that
he was doing comedy spots, like in midget matches, usually wrestle. Yeah.
The villain is throwing Brian off the rope. He do a cartwheel, land on his feet, then drop a kick the villain. And then Tom there's just one sentence. Prick. Just like, what an asshole. And then, of course, Shirley Crabtree, Big Daddy, the sentence, the star. And
I watched my first ever Big Daddy match today.
I've never watched one. How was it?
It was dog shit. I mean,
Does he even leave his feet?
Not only that, he doesn't even bother with transitions. He just makes the other guy get in his arms for a body slam, slams him 4 times, pins him, wins the match in 1:20. It was like a giant stadium show. I felt like the guys watching Joe Stecker versus Strangler Lewis, who were mad that it didn't go long enough.
Tom would agree. Tom's watching the belly bumps and going, "Are you fucking for real right now?"
His belly bumps?
Yeah. There were. Tom writes, there were some bad, and I mean bad wrestlers. And he doesn't like that even though these guys are shit, they're still trying to like stiff the young guys. He doesn't like that these shitty wrestlers are also then like not taking care of the smaller, younger guys. And quite early on, he says he was Big Daddy's tag team partner. You know, his job is to get beat on, and then Big Daddy's gonna come in and clear house and bump people around with his belly and his butt. Cool. Tom writes, "What did I think of him? Well, I'll say it. Yeah, hey, you're asking me. You're reading the book. I'll say it. Oh, by the way, I know he's dead. Comma, bless him. But he was a load of shit.
Peanut, here.
I love it. You're asking me? I know he's dead. Respectfully. Shit.
Yeah, asking me?
I mean, you bought the book, right?
I think it's shit.
Big Daddy hit you with a couple belly butts, and the people are going, oh. Exactly. There it is. That's Tom Billington on Big Daddy. The crowd loving the belly. It's like, really? You like this? Big Shirley wasn't even a nice bloke outside of the ring. He seemed okay. You walk in the dressing room, he'd shake your hand, smile, say, "Hey, Dynamite, it's good to see you." Soon as you're out, he'd turn around to the other wrestlers, pull a face, and he'd say, "Nothing but a bastard." I know, because I saw him do it with everybody. He's two-faced. He's two-faced, Larry.
Seems like a bit that he does it to everybody, no?
Tom, you kind of get the vibe that Tom's a little bit of a miserable cunt, and he doesn't like, the fuck you say? Or as Brett describes in his book, he suffered from small man syndrome all his life. He's wrestling with Mark Rollerball Rocco. He's wrestling who would later on be Black Tiger in Japan. He's wrestling Marty Jones. He's getting a shot at the British Lightweight Championship held by Jimmy Breaks. That was televised from the Guildhall in Preston in front of 5,000 people. 5,000. And in 1999, Tom writes, in England today, you're lucky if you can get 350 people in the building. Tom, whoever's telling you that is lying. England is drawing at the height in 1999.
Indies?
Well, not indies. I think he just says wrestling. In wrestling, you're lucky to get anything. I understand if he's talking locally.
He says in England.
Okay, I'm thinking when he says in England for wrestling, it's like, no, for the major promotions, even WCW is like, should we be in Europe right now? Should we be going into the UK? Brett's big bugaboo when he goes over is like, they should be going elsewhere, drawing. But no, if he's just strictly speaking, now no one is drawing locally, I understand that. That's fair. Okay. Can we say he's right and he's wrong?
Sure.
Okay. He does not. He says, Jimmy Briggs, like a lot of wrestlers, could be a bit, well, two-faced. Be on your guard, right? Politicking. Now, when he wins the British Lightweight Championship, Ted Bentley takes him aside and says, Tommy, the world's your oyster now. If you want it, take it. And he says, I did not know what he was talking about at the time. He beats Bobby Ryan for the European welterweight title. He's got 2 championship belts. The Crabtrees are happy. But he says, to be clear, look, everyone's winning title and whatever. We're still on average making about 18 pounds a night. Okay? Nobody's making any money. He's making less than that, but on average. He brings up Honey Boy Zimba, right? Let's see. At one point, somebody says, Zimba doesn't take care of people. He's dropping people on their head. Nobody wants to wrestle Zimba. So they go, hey, if you wrestle him, you wrestle twice tonight, I'll give you the other guy's pay. Okay? So he does it. He wrestles Zimba. He comes back. He's like, yeah, guys, I'm making double tonight, baby. He gets paid exactly 1 pound more. And because Tom, as we assume, will respect an asshole. He's like, in the book, he's like, I got to give Crabtree credit. You know, he got me. And he says one of the main reasons why he leaves the UK is because of the money and because Crabtree, the Crabtrees will take care of themselves. And that's why he left the UK. What happens here is we're in 1978. Bruce Hart, a Canadian wrestler who was in the UK for a 6-week tour, sees Dynamite, and he says, hey, my dad runs a promotion out in Canada. I'll get you a free car, a free apartment, and we'll pay you $400 a week. I'd never heard of Stu Hart or Stampede Wrestling.
Yeah.
Here, I wrote. He goes to Max Crabtree. He goes, I'm going to Canada. Kid, you're the champion. If you go, you can't come back. Well, what do you mean? I'm going to take the titles off you. He goes, I'm only going to be gone.
I call bullshit on this pay number.
What, on the 18 pound or the?
That's $2,000 a week.
Well, guess what? The Hearts are lying to him.
Yeah, okay.
Spoilers for the next chapter. Dynamite gets there, and that's not the deal, okay. And he's annoyed. So Max Traber goes, I'll only be gone 6 weeks. And Max Crabtree goes, well, tell you what. Don't believe those Canadian guys. You stay here, I'll give you a pay raise. He goes, okay. Cancel my plans. I was getting paid £12 a night. Sorry, I confused these two. When he goes back, he finds another £10. He was already getting paid £12. So essentially, he got paid less. He thought he was going to get paid more. Now with the pay raise, he gives him £1 more. That's the pay raise. And again, he's like, Max Crabtree got me again. But he does go to Max and goes, what's this? And this is the common Tom phrase. You being I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. What's going on? And then Max says, you're a young lad. That's a lot of money. A little dollar for you, another pound. So he calls Ted to call Stu and says, never mind. I do want to go to Canada. No problem. So at the end of April, they're going to come back around the middle of June. There you go. So, and by the way, he makes the declaration. This is the last time. This is the last time anyone's going to screw me around on pay. Guess what? It's not the last time. So his dad informs him, by the way, Davey Boy's been watching you on the telly. He wants to wrestle. He's 13 or 14. And he leaves for Canada April 27th, 1978 with 20 pounds in his pocket. And no, he does not start a production company called 20 Pound Productions. Says, bye, Dad. See you in June. And little did he know that it would be 13 years until he comes back regularly to the UK. And I wrote, it took Brett's like 600 pages to get out of Calgary. And we're on page 15. And Tommy's out of there. Out of his training period. He's ready to go. He's going to Stampede. Do you want to take a break or do you want to keep going?
I'm good.
Okay, here we go. Jungle Express is showing up. Fun. But it's a darker Jungle Express. Jungle Boy's wearing denim. He's got that
Jurassic
knife.
Express.
What am I calling it?
Jungle Express.
Oh, Jurassic Express. Correct. So Tommy is down now in Calgary in Stampede Wrestling. He feels like he's starting all over again. He likes Canada, but he doesn't know anybody. He feels like a stranger, which I suppose I was. He does bring up that Stu's not doing great. It's not great business over there. And he chalks it up to two things, management and money. Stu Hart's the owner, the promoter, but it seemed like to Dynamite that the Sons were in control. And quote, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. And in the ring, they were what I would call glorified. He says outside of Brett and Owen, he wouldn't rate any of them. So he's 19 years old. He's new to Calgary. He doesn't know anybody. And the first person he meets when he shows up is Stu Hart. And Stu just looks him up and down and starts prodding him, poking at him with his finger. Like a piece of meat. This is the quote. You're a skinny bastard. A skinny little bastard. Stu's got a type.
Stu likes the big guys.
Yeah, he likes big boys. And he goes, he takes it in. And he goes, I made more money for him than Archie Stomper Goldie or Abdullah the Butcher. That's true, Stu's told me. Which is like you're quoting Stu on financials. Stu told me I made more money than Abdullah the Butcher or Archie Gold. Okay. Take it with a grain of salt. Stu is not good with finances. Stu can't afford, and why he says, there's not a lot of big names to wrestle. Stu can't afford to bring the big names in. Not regularly. He didn't make enough money to pay their guarantee. So the promotion's built around the Hart kids. Bruce, Keith, Smith, Brett. And when he gets there, all the things Bruce Hart had promised when I met him in England.
Hang on, another glorified.
What, Bruce?
No, the Harts were the big names, which meant they could be as glorified as they wanted.
Yeah. They're going, he'll keep bringing up instances where he'll be like, Keith did, well, of course Keith did that. So Bruce had all this, when he gets there, guess what, all the stuff that he was promised? A load of bollocks. There was no car, there was no apartment, and the pay, $350 a week. He finds out later that when Ted Betley had been talking to Stu, it was one of the sons impersonating Stu.
That's still really good.
Yeah.
Compared to what he was making.
Brett in his book had said, Stu would always pay the wrestlers. And that's also part of the money problems, was that whatever was agreed upon, that was getting paid.
Okay.
So, and he also finds out that it wasn't really Stu making these deals, which also, by the way, goes to Stu, like when we were talking about like Stu's mismanagement and all that. It's his sons impersonating Stu, making these deals, and then Stu's like, "I guess I gotta pay it. I mean, my word is bond." Even though it wasn't me, it was Bruce. I love that everyone has, all of his sons have a Stu impersonation that everybody's just like, yeah, sure, I'm talking to Stu. He's staying with Wayne Hart, who was a referee for Stampede. And in classic Hart fashion, it's all fine until Wayne Hart one day is like, by the way, you owe me all this back rent. And he's like, well, I'm going to move out. And
I mean, he's making the equivalent of like 75 grand a year.
Yeah.
He's staying with Wayne Hart for free. Pay up. It's more money than Wayne Hart will ever make.
Well, he's like, the 6 weeks I was supposed to be there stretch out to 4 months. Stu and Helen are always good to him. This is a great sentence. I'm not sure what the kids thought of me, but I know what I thought of them. Smith was the eldest and a terrible wrestler. Somehow Bruce managed to beat all of his opponents. That's his take on Bruce. Bruce beats everybody. And he says there's a bit of friction between Bruce and I. We'll get to that later. Keith, who is really a fireman, was very good at keeping a clean sheet. Keith's also not losing. Keith, he's like, that's his little dig there. Keith, the fireman, also not losing. Ross is the youngest of Hart boys, and he was also a bloody awful wrestler. Dean, who died a few years ago, once asked Jim Neidhart if he could borrow his Cadillac for the day. Jim said okay. Jim went to get back his car. It wasn't there. Dean had sold it. I'm telling you, these Harts.
Such a piece of shit.
Dean, who Brett was always like, poor Dean.
He had kidney problems.
And even Tom goes, I suppose deep down Dean was okay. He just couldn't help some of the things he did. Oh, couldn't he? He says Brett was really just starting out as a pro wrestler. Why is Pac looking like a streamer, like a right-wing streamer right now with that haircut? Very concerning. Okay, we had our differences in the early days. I did like Brett and probably got along with him better than any of his brothers. But, and then he says Owen, who died in 99. At this time, he's just a kid, 13 years old. And he says Brett and Owen definitely knew how to wrestle. They had the ability. So I just want to go back to Brett when he met Tom, his take on Tom. Chapter 4, Puerto Rico. You better believe Brett's sitting in a bar after his very first match, drinking with Patty Ryan. And an old fan came by and said, "Hey, Hart, you done good tonight." Made him feel proud. So Bruce saw somebody from England, Dynamite Kid, raved as the most incredible wrestler he'd ever seen. Dynamite was a mere 5'8". Lucky if he weighed 170 pounds.
Whoa.
I mean, what's Brett? Don't look down on 5'8".
No, listen. I mean, Dynamite off the gear is like smaller than Adam Cole.
Okay, I mean, what's Brett? I mean, what are we doing? What's Brett this time?
6 foot.
Is Brett 6 foot? Is he 5'11"? I'm size blind. He seems like he's 5'8".
He was taller than me. I'll say that much.
He describes Tom as pale with an angular face and sandy blonde hair. Out of the ring, he wore mod brick clothes. In the land of giants, he suffers from small man's complex, which would haunt him for the rest of his life. He was clean cut and he didn't smoke or drink yet. None of the big heels wanted to work with him or put him over. He looked like he was sorry he'd ever let Bruce talk to him into coming to work for our dad. But he said nothing. And then we'll get to his he talks about that for that match with him. Okay. He says, when I first started with Stampede, he's always the good guy. He preferred to be the villain. Eventually gets his chance. He turns on his tag team partner. He enjoys being the villain. He enjoys riling people up. He talks about Stampede Week, right? In Calgary. It's the big event. It's the highlight of the year. All the names come into the territory, right? And Stu can afford to pay them. He talks about Billy Robinson coming in. He's supposed to give Archie Goldie a hard time, or he was giving him a hard time. This is, I think Brett talks about this. Archie Goldie has a match and he just leaves the match. He just gets up and he's like, fuck this shit.
Okay.
I feel like that. It rung a bell when I was reading it. I was like, I feel like Brett talked about this. Dory Funk Jr., NWA champion, Tim Hornbaker, he knows. He's shown up. Stu can book the Corral, an ice hockey stadium in 78. Holds about 5,000 to 6,000 people. Andre the Giant's getting booked. Abdul the Butcher. The midgets are getting booked. I was like, you bet your ass the midgets are getting booked. Brett's clapping his hands. Some women wrestling, you know. Let's see. Harley Race. He finally meets Harley Race. This is kind of a Tom thing where he goes, the first time I really met him, we were in a car on our way to the next match, for example, in Edmonton. Okay. Harley's driving. He's got Nelson Royal in the passenger seat, Brett and Tom in the back. Tom is talking to Brett, and Harley Race finally says, you know what? I can't understand a fucking word that limey bastard's saying. Tom is 19. He goes, that's okay, Yank, because I can fucking understand you, which means I must be cleverer than you. Harley slams on the brake. He gets them out. He goes, get out. Brett's going to Tom. Tom, don't go out. Coward. Tom goes out. He's going, hey, win, lose, or draw. Right? Let's go. Brett gets out. He claims Harley puts both Brett and Tom in a headlock. He's got either guy in a headlock. Okay. Harley's... Oh, you better believe Harley's been drinking and driving. Harley's drunk. He's got them both in a headlock. He's going, I don't see why we should be fighting. Why are we fighting, boys? Tom trips him up and kind of shoves him down. They're all laughing now, according to Tom. And then he goes, Harley and I became great friends. And he says, it's like that Dionne Warwick song. That's what friends are for. Okay. He gets to meet Lou Thez. He's wrestling Stampede Lou. I like that. This is for later. He's the
147.16.
Oh, I know. We'll get to it. We won't have all of the other things because this is another digression. The Stampede Loop, Edmonton, Regina, Saskatoon, Medicine Hat. And I was like, oh, God, there used to be a stand-up comedian named Jay Medicine Hat, a hypnotist who was Native American. And he would go around and he would often frequent our funny bone. Mm-hmm. Jay Medicine Hat, dearly departed. Yellowknife. Keith Hart wrestled Nelson Royal in the Corral. And I wrote, Stu, what are you booking? And they went to a 1 hour draw, and you better
Jesus.
believe Tom calls it out. A fireman made a 1 hour draw with the world champion.
Well, light heavyweight champion. Come on,
Well.
Dynamite.
A German promoter called Schober sees him, wants him to work Oktoberfest, as Dynamite writes, at a 6-week tournament. And he's surprised that Bruce and Keith also are coming along. We'll find out a few years later why. And essentially, I think he might get to it, but essentially what he finds out is that people will call about other wrestlers in the territory, and then Stu will say, yeah, as long as you, or possibly the Sons, as Stu, as long as you book my sons. Okay. Love this. He spent a lot of time at Stu Hart's house. Hart Mansion, right? Which looked more like the Addams Family house. There you go. There's a basement gym. Everybody called it the dungeon. He doesn't like that these people give their basement's name. He's like, yeah, Riley's gym is the snake pit. The Hart basement is the gym is the he's like, what are we doing? But that's what everybody called it. Brett's mom, Helen, great lady. Occasionally, Stu is going to loan Dynamite a Cadillac. He owned about a fleet of 20. And I wrote, well, they're not all working. Brett wrote about this. A lot of them are just sitting in the yard. He'd drive up to Edmonton and visit his uncle. You know, Stu's good to Dynamite. He remembers that Bruce and Keith once asked him to go skiing with them. It's just a story about, didn't tell him much. You know, his ski falls off. He doesn't know how to fasten his ski, so he's just, falling down. He's in a T-shirt and jeans. They didn't tell him to bundle up. So they're just laughing at him as he's just, getting cold, right? And Tom thinks to himself, they've done me here. And this is a few months later. There's a shower at Hart House. Now, keep in mind, the dungeon is very small. Only a few guys can get down there. The shower, they had this great big shower room with shower heads all around the wall. And I just wrote, interesting.
This is Second Mile.
This is that there's a big shower room. Little dungeon. Make sure a lot of guys can get in the shower. I remember are they all drinking those craft brews that Stu's drinking? Larry's left. He muted and then he's shaking his head. I'm just I want to pause it. I do want to pause it. I don't have the fan going. It's so hot in my room right now, in the office. My God. And we took a break and nobody even, but now, which we are within our right, we're pausing Tom because everyone's in some kind of state. And we're going to do a little watch along action. We're going to watch some Dynamite. Oh.
Yes.
We're going to watch a Dynamite match and maybe a Big Daddy match. And just enjoy ourselves and kind of ease into the end here. I'm eating cupcakes that I made.
Good.
Yeah, you got to put in Jello, or pudding into the mix. Get them nice and dense, nice and moist. Yeah, this is a Big Daddy man
versus Mighty John Quinn. Yes. Okay.
What an asshole. Look at him.
The
Oh,
man kissed him.
yeah. I kissed Big Daddy. What is the draw here? Wendy, explain to me, what is the draw of this?
He's so flamboyant.
This is the one which everybody has waited for so long. Can Big Daddy do it against this big mouth from North America?
You get giant haystacks rocking that sweet leather jacket.
Yeah.
This is tag partner from now on.
The announcer's so somber.
So here we go.
Can he do it?
No time yet. The first one to take count of 10.
So Tom Billington right now is in the back watching this, rolling his eyes.
I mean, watch it.
Yeah. That's something I noticed watching some Big Daddy stuff is that a lot of wrestlers will talk about how to take the ropes. Big Daddy just takes the rope like shit. Like, he doesn't even bother. He's like, yeah, sure. Like, William Regal should be yelling at him right now. He's just standing there like a fucking asshole. Like, yeah, how is this guy the biggest star in the UK?
That's Max Crabtree who just got forearmed.
Oh, there you go. Kid, I'm take the title off of you.
See, nothing let into that body slam.
Mm-mm.
Hang on.
No.
See, they circle. All right, slam.
Picks him up. Poor John Quinn just let it happen to him.
Yeah.
Screaming for Big Daddy to do more.
Screaming at Big Daddy to do more.
6 photographers right at ringside taking this.
I've
never seen so many people in a wrestling tournament. This is really something special.
Is this guy okay, the announcer? He sounds like he has a gun to his head.
It's like if Big Daddy doesn't win.
Come on. Rewind that. Watch this back body drop.
It's over.
7, 8, and it's gone.
That's what took him out? That lazy ass.
It's a Texas death match. You got to do a 10 count.
Oh my god.
This back body drop he does.
His high spot. I mean, they're going to be doing. Osprey's going to do this in his next match here.
Yeah.
I mean, he collapses.
Jeez, that fat fuck can't even.
His legs gave out on him. Or is he just selling what? The weight? The weight buckled him almost?
That's it.
People in the UK are truly broken. I don't know what, like, how is this something that you're like, oh, yes, I've paid my money. I've come to see Big Daddy do that.
Yeah, I spent my days mining coal, and
yeah,
this is the shit. A minute and a half of this fat guy, like.
Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Did you see his shiny top hat? It was glittery. Oh no. Oh no. This is an NXT person.
I was gonna say, who's Lacey Lane? I've never heard of her.
Oh no. They brought an NXT person in, I think.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to find the best match.
Sure. Okay. Something that just got released. Is Santos Escobar showing up tonight?
Not yet. Actually, I don't think Andre was even in the Don Callis family segment.
Oh boy.
All right. You ready?
Yeah. What we got here?
We got the two
Tom
guys.
Billington versus Tiger Mask. Oh boy. I think this is going to be better than the Big Daddy match.
Satoru Sayama. But did you see Brett in the beginning?
No. Where's she?
Right there.
Oh, he's seconding him?
Yeah.
Is he a young boy?
He's just wearing khakis.
And Tom's thinking, you only here because you die.
Because your brother Bruce pretended to be your father.
Yeah.
Made me book you.
I told him, yeah, you can have him if you bring Brett too. Maybe Steve's right. Maybe I'm a creepazoid. I keep watching the AEW match.
All right.
Mm-hmm. They did the Ring of Honor handshake. Here we go.
Yep. I think there's a Madison Square Garden match between these two, but I probably got scrubbed from YouTube.
No.
What is this? Will Ospreay Ricochet?
Yeah. Where's the story?
Yeah. They're not even selling.
Come on. Who did you rank Billington underneath when you were talking all time?
Al Snow. I said in popularity.
You know, technically, if you're like, oh, well, he inspired Chris Benoit, it's like, well, how'd that work out? Tom Billington still doing damage, even.
I don't know. It's kind of like how Faith No More inspired new metal. I mean, you can't blame them.
Well, it was also like the thing
Yes,
I heard
you
there,
can.
how George W. Bush is the greatest humanitarian of this century because of the amount of lives he saved due to Africa AIDS aid.
This NXT guy was like, I'm trying to earn a contract here. I'm going to do a pile driver. I never got to do that there.
All right, we're seeing mat work, Wilson.
Oh, sorry.
Limb work. You got to know. So if Tiger Mask throws a punch with his left hand, we got to take off half a star because it's been worked on.
Okay. Remember there used to be standards.
Chris Benoit lifted the old Dynamite headbutt like wholesale. The exact same delivery, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now we make fun of CM Punk for doing cosplay Bret Hart and stuff like that. Why don't we make fun of Chris Benoit for doing cosplay Dynamite Kid?
Oh,
It is so good.
Benoit put the work in, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, you know, like, I know, yeah, Punk is not, yeah, you don't watch him and go, wow, it's just like Bret Hart.
Punk isn't like doing 500 Hindu squats because, you know.
Yeah, he is kind of like, oh, he is, look, Triple H said, playing wrestler.
Well, listen, is it that much different than an NFL player having like a favorite childhood quarterback that he tries to play like?
No, not at all.
I mean, I don't
If you liked a fighter, you'd want to emulate his style, right?
I know there's a guy on the Cornhuskers that gets a lot of crap because he's not very good, but he emulates Mahomes.
Oh.
And people are like, yeah, but
Hold on. Yeah,
you know, Mahomes is good.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Tiger Mask, Gus?
Misawa.
What if Larry was like, it's, what's the guy? Kota Ibushi.
I remember that match against Tiger Mask W against Black Tiger Mask or something. Right?
I know there were some people that
It was
were.
the first match on Wrestle Kingdom that year. Trying to test my memory.
No, there were some people that were mad that, you know, recently, the most recent Forbidden Door, that Tony Khan didn't do a Tom Billington Jr. versus whoever the current Tiger Mask is.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. Come on. Get real.
Yeah, it was Tiger Mask W. against Tiger the Dark,
There you go.
which was Jordan Miles.
Oh, was that the guy with the problematic NXT shirt? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now. This sucks.
You missed all the high spots.
I know. I'm hanging half attention, but
This is the New Japan Junior kind of style of mat work.
I'm not a fan of the leg lock there. Oh god.
There,
Oh god, there you go.
He knows you got to fucking turn it up a notch.
There you go.
He heard you. Like, that's the style.
Yeah. Leg drop stupid. I've never been a fan of the leg drop in any situation. If he just would have held on to the guardrail, no, granted that might be like Steve Austin in my mind. He knows just put the boots to a guy, right?
Oh,
There you go.
That mud might get dry.
No. Let's not go back to this.
he knows he's got to wear him down. He gave him his best moves, and he's only getting 2s.
I just put him in the corner, stomping on his groin. Is that illegal? Is that legal?
Oh, there we go.
Look how Tom Billington takes the rope and how Big Daddy took the ropes. You can see why Tom was so upset.
Oh,
There you go. That's beautiful.
I wonder why he blew his back out.
Yeah, but then he goes in the back and some veteran is like, why? Why are you doing that? You're making me look bad. Big Daddy's going, you're making me look bad. So what you got to do is wear a glittery top hat.
Have an outfit that really showcases your fupa.
I mean, really, imagine you're like a Shawn Michaels or a Tom Billington. You're watching fans, like you said, you're watching fans lose their mind over a fat guy in a glittery top hat, and you're like, hey, what do I got to do? I feel like if I go out there with a glittery top hat, I'm an asshole. So I guess I'll have to just kill myself to get an equal reaction.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if Tom Billington has to drop himself on his head to get the same reaction as a fat guy walking out with a glittery top hat.
Hi.
You'll notice Tiger Mask
Don't-
resorted to the exact same head scissor
Don't
that
baby
Dynamite did.
Don't.
It's the subtleties. There's layers to this.
Doesn't have it in very tight. I see a lot of air in there.
No.
Not holding on very tight.
Sayama's a shooter. Don't you know that?
What might be happening is he's passing wind as he has him in that lock, and that's a double whammy. You know, you're trying to take breaths in, and the guy's farting, and then you're like, oh, you can't breathe. There you go. Hell yeah. Can't do that in the WWE unless you're Cody Rhodes in the main event.
Yeah, this ref sucks.
I mean, if you were watching this on Dynamite, you'd go, the ref is bigger than the wrestlers right now. By the way, Nelson Royal, who's brought up a lot in Tom's book there, you know. I looked up a picture of him to see what he looks like. Beautiful breasts on Nelson Royal. beautiful A cups for a man.
Okay, all right.
Look him up, and you'll be like, yeah, got a supple chest, that man. And you're thinking, A cup, supple. No, yeah, on a man, yeah.
Looked like
What
shit.
the hell? Are you talking about Nelson Royal or that right there?
Yeah, Nelson Royal.
Oh yeah, no, he looks like he looks like a star of Stampede Wrestling. I still want to. There's a couple times where Tom will write. He's gonna write about like the match or the card not being great, and I want to line it up with Brett writing that somebody stood up and said, "Stu, who booked this shit?"
Yeah, I wonder if Dynamite will talk about Bruce's low blows and juice.
He brings up that Bruce was like, "What if we have penalty cards like in Germany?" But then he goes, "The fans actually liked it." What else does he write? Oh, I did line up. Tom is in Germany when Brett goes to the side of the road and is pissing with everybody. Tom's not there to piss along everyone else.
Does Tom talk about fucking Princess Toma?
No, not yet. That was in
the cobwebs
WWF,
on her
right?
fanny.
Or no, was that in Stampede?
No, that was in WWF.
Okay. So maybe. We haven't gotten there yet. Oh, man. I'm so excited to read some... I would say Chris Benoit was better at selling things, at being in, like shaking his head and looking like gritty,
He was.
and grimacing. Tom's just kind of going through the motions. What are we doing here?
Going for the amateur pin.
We're playing grab ass here. What are we doing? Why is this ref now going, hey? Oh, he's by the ropes.
He's by the ropes.
Forcing the air out of him.
He's forcing him to work.
Well, we're a good 10 minutes into this.
I can't stand when wrestlers adjust their like pads or like they mess with their hair. My big complaint on OC is he's always fucking around with his hair in between spots. It's like, what are you doing? Who gives a shit?
On the Samoa Joe spot.
What's happening now? I don't like this. It's some kind of they're both exhausted or.
He leg dived him. It's a shoot.
Oh, I see. I thought they just both kind of just collapsed. They think it's real. You like that? You like this? If I was in this move, I would simply get out of it.
You can't get out of that.
You can't get out of one person got what your leg is compromised. You can't get out of it.
No, not if you got it on right.
There you go. There's the man.
You ever see that clip of Inoki coming out during the Luke Gallows match and just like yelling, starts throwing shit?
I like the clip of him where he's smacking people and they're like saying thank you. That's tremendous. If you can get that kind of thing going. If I could go into work and everyone just lines up, time for my morning slap, that'd be great.
All right, come on. We got to put it into third here, boys.
Oh, you were talking about how it's pacing. Now all of a sudden it's not enough. Ooh, awful. Everyone has their standard issue white shirt on in the crowd.
Yep.
You're handed that as you walk in.
Uh-oh, package pile driver? Oh.
Keeps messing with that knee pad. I'm in pain, but let me fidget with this thing.
Well, the leg's been worked on. He wants to make sure it's protected in case Sayama tries to strike the knee.
Why is a shooter? Come on, man. You gotta be ready.
Well, the other one's on his damn chin.
That was the Joe spot he just did.
Mm-hmm. Or did he do the finger wag?
He did not do the finger wag. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
There you go.
Fucker, he took
Yeah,
that
Tiger
right
Man-
on the head.
Yeah, well, he does a good job of he like bent it. There you go. And someday, us young men will watch me do that, and it will result in the death of his family.
How is that not enough?
These guys are killing their finish.
Oh no, he's doing the NXT face. He also dropped fuck. Horrible punch there. Oh, up and over. Here we go. Here we go. Get out of the way, ref.
Oh.
Hey, they're loving it. Big Daddy takes him aside and goes, "Boy, but what if you just bounce him with your belly?
Belly butts.
The crowd loves it, and then he bounces off your butt, and you're like, oi."
Oh.
There you go. A little
The
shoulder
fuck
breaker.
was that?
I think there's a little shoulder breaker action.
No, but he did it like with no knee. It's like an Emerald Frozen. Oh, and that's it.
That's it. A shoulder breaker and a moonsault.
I don't think that was a shoulder breaker.
Yeah,
Watch this. See, he drops to his knees.
he did. Well, I took it as
That's
he
like a
kind of
Gonzo bomb.
I don't know. I feel like you're supposed
This is
to.
brutal.
Look. I think he puts his
gut
knee a
wrench.
little bit out of there.
He drops to his knees.
He does, but what? Look, I think he's supposed to be on that left knee. I think he's supposed to be dropped on that. If only we understood Japanese commentary.
Okay.
Tom, the rope is right there. Put your foot on it. Have the match go another 5 minutes and spam your
The
finishers.
guy's he's a groundbreaker. He's
Oh, he's something. What do we got?
he's gonna beat the
Takeshita.
fuck out of Jacques Rougeau.
Yeah. I was skimming through, and yeah, he does not like that Davey Boy did not stand up for him on that one. Now I'm watching Brody and Bandito against Takeshita and Okada.
They're gonna have.
So we're still doing the working towards Okada Takeshita thing, and then
Yeah,
also
that'll
Takeshita's supposed to Takeshita allegedly, maybe possibly will win the world and New Japan World title at some point here soon.
And headline Wrestle Kingdom.
They're trying. I guess the hitch is that all the New Japan fans think that he's like an outsider.
Do they have fans anymore?
They're getting back. I feel like it's turning a corner. Gato's worried for his job. That was reported that Gato's like walking over to people and being like, "I don't want to be here next year."
All right, I'm done.
All right. Workers Club. What is it, Gus? Workers Club Show.
Yeah,
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Workers Club Show. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.